Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Strawberry Sundaes podcast. We are blessed today to have Lou with us. Lou, how are we?
I'm good, Tad. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Oh,
Very
good.
good. Let's get straight into it. The people have been waiting a bit too long for us. So, for anyone in the chat who doesn't know you, if you want to just give a brief introduction of yourself and the sort of content that you create.
Oh, well, I'm Lou for a start. I've been gaming for, oh God, ever since I could walk, pretty much. I grew up around it. Um, I've only recently started content creating. I supported a lot of people before I started, and then everyone was like, "Oh my God, why don't you do it? You'd be awesome doing it." And then I kind of took a shine into it myself. But everyone just knows me as like stealth, being stealthy in people's chat, like lurking. That's what I'm known for. But yeah,
So, so is that the reason behind the name?
well, there's like a when I first got my first gaming PC, my dad bought me it and he gave it to me. And he had made like a Steam account and everything already. And it was called Stealth Patrol. And I didn't have the heart to change it. So it's my dad's like what's the reason? I don't know what's cooler. But yeah, it's his legacy basically. I just carry on his name for him.
Yeah. No, that's nice. That I've got a lot of time for that. So let's go right back to the start then. Like you say, you grew up around gaming. So what sort of was your first experience that you can remember?
Oh God. Because we're quite like a whole family kind of is into it. I grew up around like the old consoles like Nintendo 64, like the Wii, GameCube, all the PlayStations, the original PlayStations we used to play on a lot. We used to have a game called Buzz. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that, but we used to have these little controllers that had a massive red button on the top and they had like coloured buttons underneath and you could
Yeah,
play
yeah,
like we used to love that. We played the monkey game for fucking like hours on end and oh my God,
yeah.
that is like the best experience I've ever had. I love that game.
So it was like a game show setting, weren't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. That was like the
What a
best day.
game!
I think we still have it as well in the cupboard. I have to do it on stream one day or something. Get
You,
the
you,
whole
you
gang
have
out.
to. I think that's for certain now. I think we have to
Yeah,
get that
we
sorted.
have to get that sorted. Yeah, definitely.
So what's sort of your main basis of content at the moment?
Um, I usually I'm like a main Siege player, so I have over 1,200 hours in the game. Like I stream on Twitch mainly every now and again, but I like to try different games. Like I used to play a lot of survival games, like 7 Days to Die, like Daisy and Rust, Ark, all of that. I love survival games, especially zombie survival games.
Mm.
But yeah, the first FPS I properly played was Rainbow Six Siege, and I fell in love with that. And used to spend hours and hours and hours just playing it, and still shit, but love it. So,
It was worth the grind. It
oh
was worth
yeah,
the grind. So how many hours did you say you'd put into it?
1,200.
I mean,
It's quite a substantial amount.
that's a hell of a lot. But yeah, no, like it's the same as what people would put into Warzone,
Oh
so
yeah,
or other games like that. So
yeah.
yeah. So you're currently in Obtained,
Yes,
currently,
I
isn't
am.
it?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Shout out Obtained.
They
Very,
are
very good
an amazing everyone
organisation.
is just family in there. Like, if you're having a bad day, they pick you up. Like, it's incredible. Like, I wouldn't have picked a better role to be in, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's good thing about especially like orgs like Obtained,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
just Twitch in general as well. There is a lot of people that kind of are willing to support you on your darkest days. Um,
yeah.
so I think as a community, we're really good at that. Um, okay, so let's go. We'll go right back, like you say, the experiences that you had when you were younger and how it was sort of growing up. So like you say, you were growing up around gaming, and specific games like Buzz that we are playing. Everyone's going to be involved. We're gonna work something out.
Yeah.
Um, other than like you say the FPS side of things, when did that come in? Was Rainbow Six sort of your first FPS, or was there ones prior to that?
Um, I originally played. all of the CODs. I did with like Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2. I used to love playing them, but I was just like shit at it, horrible at it. But I used to play with people, and that's like I love playing with people. I can't play games on my own. Like I like vibing off of people. So when it came to Siege, I found like there was like a whole group of us that used to play it and just sweat it out for hours on end. But if wasn't anyone to play with, then I would just go and play a survival game on my own. But no, I loved FPS. Like when I played COD, I went to the Ghosts launch. I was obsessed with that. I loved that COD. That was like my favorite one to play. Um, yeah, just I'd probably say Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 were my favorite for zombies. I used to sweat out zombies, especially playing Town. That was my favorite map.
Was
And
that the bus?
Transit, yeah,
Yeah,
Transit is like
yeah,
my favorite. It always used to get so sad when everyone would just leave you behind, and you'd be like, "Well, what am I supposed to do now? I'm on my own."
used to run, didn't you? And then those little like weird creature things used to jump
Oh
on
my
your back.
god, yeah.
Oh, I used to hate that.
Oh, they were so sad.
The squawk that they
Oh
made as well
no,
was
no. Oh
horrible. Oh no. But they were sort of the best zombie games in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah, definitely.
Even the ones like was it? I think World at War was
Oh
that the
yes.
first. That was like the start, wasn't it?
Mm,
And they were
the
like
original, yeah.
unbelievable. I mean the zombie games now aren't as good, but
No, they're not
yeah,
as great. Prefer the old ones, to be honest. I always have.
yeah. So, let's say you've always had that sort of love then for FPS. I mean, going all the way back to some of the old Call of Duties, which is always good to see. Um, okay, so currently now, like you say, you're a streamer on Twitch. How long have you been streaming for?
Um, I want to say just over 2 years. I
Okay,
haven't been streaming that long.
but like you say, you've been involved with Twitch quite
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
longer than that.
yeah,
Just sort of supporting people.
yeah. That's what I like. I pride myself in. I always make sure that people are supported when they don't need it or when they do need it, just so they know that there's someone there. Like that's
Yeah,
what my name was first known for, and I prefer that over it being known for streaming. I prefer people be like, "Oh yeah, like do you know that Lou? Like she's wicked. Like, she's been here, blah blah blah." No, I love just I like the community in Twitch, but there's certain parts of the community in Twitch that you just don't involve yourself with because it's just
yeah,
toxic and horrible. But no, yeah, I love Twitch,
yeah. I
but
think you hit the nail on the head really with
yeah,
when you say sort of um, putting yourselves in the right sort of scenario, the right groups.
yeah,
Because if you
definitely,
put yourself in a scenario where it is toxic, then it can be a very dark place, to be honest.
yeah,
Um, but like you say, I think that I've always seen you, like you say, your name as being someone who's always supportive with others and that sort of thing. And I think that's a really good characteristic to have.
oh,
Even, like you say, even when you're not streaming, you're supporting other people.
yeah.
Um, so hats off to you there, and it shows
Oh,
that
thank you.
a lot of people sort of are the reason why they support you so much and the reason why they watch your streams and all that kind of thing. And that's one of the reasons why. Because like I say, there's not many. To be honest, there's not many people. Uh, there is, but there's not many that are out there doing it as much as you.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, really do
oh, thank
commend you
you.
on that. So we spoke about this previously. While we were on Discord, you are the first EU woman that we've had on the podcast.
I know.
So,
Mad.
um, so with streaming and sort of being a woman within the community, how's that? Is it sort of a difficult community to kind of get a grip of to start with when you are a smaller streamer? I know that with titles like Call of Duty and that sort of thing, you always get this. You're in game chat, people are always, um, aggressive towards, and that's
Mm.
just how COD is, especially if you're a female. Um, Did you ever kind of go through that as sort of on Twitch where people will come in your stream giving you that sort of abuse in a word, but that sort of those comments and that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, I get it all the time when I'm streaming. I get people come in when I'm playing a game or even in-game chat and whatever game I play on. Like some people you get the odd person that are like, oh my God, like you're wicked. They just treat you like a normal person, like a gamer, like
Mm,
they are. But then you also get the other side of that where they just see you as, oh, you're a wench, like you need to be in the kitchen. I'll come to the point now where I tend to just like forget about that. Like that shouldn't I mean, it shouldn't even be a thing anyway, granted
no,
that, but you just gotta kinda just go on with it now. Like, if you enjoy doing something like streaming or playing a game and you still get shit for it, then they're the ones that are wasting their time because 'cause you're not gonna give a fuck what they say.
yeah,
Like, it took me a long time to get over that because when I first started streaming and gaming, like, I would never have my face cam on, I wouldn't ever talk in game because I was scared of what people are gonna say. But now it gets to the point where if they get lippy to me, I get lippy back. And
yeah,
if they call me out on something on stream, then I call them out back because 'cause they're just sat there typing whilst I can talk, like but at the end of the day, like, if you enjoy doing something that you love, then carry on doing it, like, no one else should have a say in what you do, just yourself, 'cause you gotta carry yourself around, not anyone else.
yeah.
And it's hard getting to that point, but it's 110% worth it when you get
Yeah.
there.
No, I can imagine, like you say, even with male streamers, you do get it a bit, but not as much as females. I've sat in, watching females stream, and it's, a lot of people come in one every two games, for example, and there's always someone in there being negative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I think there's no way to sort of stop that, especially when Twitch doesn't have the option to sort of give any identification when you actually create the account or anything like that,
Yeah.
because there's no repercussions. If you ban someone from your stream, they literally can just make an account and jump straight back
Yeah,
in.
exactly.
But I think you've said it again, nail on the head there with sort of the attitude that you bring towards it. You just think fuck them. Like
Yeah.
end of the day, they're wasting their time trying to upset you. If you don't even give them that satisfaction, then you know what I mean. They're wasting their time.
Yeah,
But I can
exactly.
imagine from being a female within such a male-dominated profession, it can be quite hard. But I think like you say, I said it previously. Your community is unbelievable.
Yeah.
You can see the
Well,
amount of love that they're showing
yeah.
currently on the podcast. And the amount of people that have come in here and shown love is crazy. So yeah, hats off again.
Well, I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't have any of them, so I thank them a lot, and they've always supported me through whatever I've done, so they're all a bunch of cuties.
So we'll go to the first ever gaming console that you owned yourself.
Oh god. Oh, myself.
Yeah. I know, like you said, that it's sort of like it was a family sort of everyone you kind of just all played and whatnot. But was there a specific time where you kind of bought a console yourself and was like, yeah, this is I
Mine
want
was
to grind on this.
probably the original 360, the Xbox 360, because I remember
Okay.
coming home from school and, like, chucking that on and then sitting there and playing multiplayer on COD for hours, even though
Yeah.
I was absolutely shocking at the game. It was just so fun to play with people.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like the main memory I have of having console was me playing on Xbox.
Okay. And so that was a 360. What year was that brought out?
Oh, oh, I don't know.
Was it like I think it was like I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was like 2006 maybe.
It might be.
I might be wrong. Someone might have to remind me
Someone
there,
might
but
have to Google it.
but so as a family, did you have what was like your sort of earliest console then that you can remember? Did you have any prior to sort of the Xboxes?
Um, I'd probably say the PS1. That's like the
One,
best
yeah,
memories I have
yeah.
of playing with the family was on the PS1.
There was some unbelievable games on the
Oh yeah,
PlayStation.
definitely.
Unbelievable.
100%.
Oh, we've been corrected. 2005.
Oh,
So we weren't exactly far off.
no, you weren't. That was a good guess.
We'll take that. So, okay, so like you say, you're sort of Siege based now.
Yeah.
So when did you first start getting into Siege?
Oh God. I'd have to say about. I think it was just before I started streaming. Actually, the first time I started streaming was when I started streaming Siege. So 2, 3 years ago, I'd say. So I played it a
Okay.
bit before I did start streaming because then I was like, oh, well, I'm actually getting like semi decent. Bear in
Hmm.
mind, I was not getting semi decent. um, but yeah, I'd say probably about 3 years. I mean, I sweated it out for a year on its own when I was out of work, and that's when I started to train to play it competitively. I was having like tutoring done on how to like hold angles and all this crap, but that is definitely like my favorite game. Like it winds me up now, but I would still sit there and play it for hours on end.
Well, at least now you've grinded it.
So
So
yeah.
like you can just stream and relax and play and just yeah, you don't have to be as competitive as before.
No, no.
But I can imagine it's like any game, I guess. You stream it and it just makes you angry.
Yeah. Makes you very angry.
See, I've never played Siege, never got into it, but maybe I'll have to download
You'll
it.
have to give it a go. You can come play. That'll be fucking good.
I've got you and Brad.
Right?
You and Brad can teach me how to play, because
Brad is cracked, by the way.
is
He is
he?
cracked at that game. Any get he says, right, he says that he's not good on mouse and keyboard, but as soon as you put one in his hand, oh my god. He's better at that than he is on controller.
Did you hear that? There we go. Did you hear that, Brad? Let's make sure you heard that. You're better on keyboard. Um. Okay. Well, we are gonna hold you to that. We are gonna have a Siege game at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
Um. And Buzz as well. So we've got two
Oh my
games
god, yes.
that we're arranging.
Oh,
Um. So we'll go on to the next part. So we'll break this off into two sections. Um. Sort of. It's the best content moment to date. Now we'll go from a strictly content, basis where you're actually playing the game and it's like your sort of best feeling. And then we'll also go from like a community perspective. So when
okay.
like you had that sort of moment where you just jumped off stream and you thought like that was unbelievable, like, and it still leaves you speechless. Like even 2 days after, you're still like,
Yeah.
wow, that was like unbelievable.
Um, my first content like experience that just like amazes me still to this day is it sounds so silly, but it's when I first got my ace on Siege, my first ever ace. It was just effortless. I played the
Mm.
games for hours and hours, and I was like, I'm never gonna do one. I always get to the last person, and then I die to the last person. But it just happened all at once, and I was just sat there. Like, I didn't even realize it happened until after I watched it all back, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my
I've
god!
got
I
everyone.
aced! Oh my god!" It's just the realization. You're like, "Oh my god, I'm cracked!" But yeah, like that was. I still have the clip now. I put it in my first ever montage I did, and oh my god, it's still the best feeling. But as soon as like I did the first one, they just kept happening over and over
Yeah,
again. And I'm like, oh my god, I could actually do it. I didn't think I could ever do it. Uh,
yeah,
Community wise, I think it was when I first ever did, I think it was my second ever stream. Like I was still like hella nervous. I didn't ever have my cam on. I had a cat, bear in mind, I had a cam that was plugged in and sat on top of a monitor for the first year of me streaming, but I would never turn it on because I
yeah,
was so like nervous and self-conscious of myself that I was like, oh my god, I can't do that. But the first time that I ever did, I cried because everyone came in chat and was like, "Oh my god, Lou, you got your camera on. Oh my god, this is awesome. I can see your face." Like, and then they like throw compliments at me, and I'm like, "I can't cope. What am I doing? Why is this happening? What's going on?" But then, like, everyone just flooded the chat, and they were giving me so much love, and they would come and play games, and just it was insane. Like, that still blows my mind to this day that I had all of that support just sat there waiting for me, whether I did it or not. And
Yeah.
it's, I can't describe the feeling. Cannot describe the feeling.
Yeah. I mean, like we mentioned earlier, the Twitch community can be an amazing place.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely.
especially in those sorts of scenarios where you feel nervous, or even you feel nervous even to click the live button, and then you go
Yeah,
live, and then within minutes, all that support that you have
yeah,
is,
exactly.
yeah, it's crazy. And like I
Just
said,
floods
you know,
in.
your community's, an unbelievable community. The amount of love they're showing me, um, the chat is non-stop. I'm trying to keep up on my phone
Oh.
while we're talking, but just to make sure that if there's anything in there that we could go over. But yeah, no, it's really been unbelievable. We will get to some questions from the chat at some point.
Okay.
So chat, we'll keep 'em PG. Um, I'm looking at Brad. Um, no, yeah, we'll do a couple at the end. Like one or two. And we can both pick some out and see, um, what. But on to sort of the next section. So you did mention that you started to obviously play Call of Duty a bit and that sort of thing, and we spoke about you recently going to Warzone.
Yeah.
Obviously before we came on. So how are we finding Warzone currently?
I really have to answer that question.
Stress,
It's
stressful.
very, very stressful, considering that obviously, like, the people that I play with are like mega insane at this game. They've played it since the beginning, and like they know all of this map knowledge and like where people fucking stand and shoot and what building's called what. And when I go in, I just run around like a headless chicken. Like, oh my god, is this gun good? And it's shit, just picked up off the ground. Like, I literally just run around and I'm the entertainment the whole time. Everyone just laughs at me because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I think that's probably the reason why I play it, because I just like making people laugh, even though I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm rubbish at the game. Like, I'll get the odd kill every now and again. Like the other day, I got one with an RPG, and I was screaming like, "Oh my god, what the hell!" Like, that's never gonna happen again, but it happened. But yeah, I just, I love playing it just for the people. It's a shit game. It's a shit made game, optimized game. It's wank, but no, I love playing it for just everybody.
We love the honesty. Um, so, so I can imagine though, from your perspective, with sort of Siege is where you've like mainly grinded out
Yeah.
your hours. So when you're on Siege, I can imagine that's more of a you don't really have that, like your laughs and stuff is kind of quite serious. It's
Yeah.
quite
Yeah.
sweaty. Whereas you go on
Yeah.
Warzone and it's like you don't give a shit. You
No, I don't.
die, you're like whatever, like it doesn't matter. Whereas I can imagine on Siege you die, you're annoyed with yourself.
Everyone
But
that plays with me will probably tell you I am the worst for rage on Siege. You wouldn't expect it, but oh my god, I'd like fight with myself all the time when I'm playing Siege, because
what?
it's just it winds me up because I know that I could play better after I've died, and that's the
Yeah.
annoying thing.
But because you've put so many hours in, that's just standard. I think that's with anyone
Yeah.
on any game.
Yeah.
You've put that many hours in and you die and you think I'm so much better than that. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
so yeah, I can imagine that you get quite annoyed about that. Okay, so we'll get on to sort of there's two questions, and then we've got a surprise question that we ask every guest.
Okay.
Um, so the best person that you've worked with so far within the scene, and why. This can be with someone that you've played with, or someone that you've just sort of had communication with over like Twitter or something, and they've helped you. I don't know, join an org, or they've helped you set something up for you, or anything like that at all.
I pick two people.
We can pick two people. That's fine.
First one I would probably have to say is Ricky YMY. Like, we played before and we used to speak, but we never used to speak a lot. And I took a break from streaming, gaming, all of that. So I worked
Yeah.
full time, so I kind of just forgot about it. and I came back, and he was the first person that was like making sure I was okay. Like he was checking on me, like, and we've just become like best friends pretty much. And his content is insane. The way the stuff that he puts out is mad. Like he does not get the recognition he should for what he does. His personality is incredible. Like I have a lot of love for him and for what he does and what he stands for.
Yeah.
And then the other person I probably have to say, which is cliche, but is Brad. He's like, I haven't known him that long, but he's been my rock for the past month, like couple of months, and like I would genuinely be a broken pieces if it wasn't for him. And I have mad love for him too. There's loads of people I could say this about, like, loads of people, like, but those are the two people that genuinely stand out the most for me.
Yeah, I think it's always a tough question,
Yeah,
because, like you say, there is so many people that people can sort of refer to. Um, but I think I don't know Brick personally, but I do know Brad, so I can kind of relate there, and yeah, he's amazing. So
yeah,
I
he
can
is.
appreciate Brick as well because I understand where you're coming from with
Yeah.
Brad. So yeah, I think two brilliant people there that you've mentioned. Now, on the flip side of it, if you could work with someone that you've not worked with previously, and that can be anyone within content, any game, anything like that at all, who would it be and why?
Oh, bloody hell. Um, I probably have to say Angelica,
Okay.
because I just think she's insane. Like what she's done and the way that she's built what she has, and she takes pride in all of the stuff that she does, and she's just like she's the most loveliest person ever. Like when I did graphics for her, she was just insane. Like I can't say enough words about her to be honest, because there isn't anything that can cover her. But like I think she is incredible for what who she is, how she like makes all of her content, and how polite she is to everybody regardless of what's going on. Like, yeah, I have a lot of love for her.
Okay, so the mission is from everyone in this chat, we've got to make this happen. We have to make this happen. So we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna get something sorted. We're gonna get some huge vouchers going on Twitter. We're gonna make sure this happens. In fact, we're gonna get Angelica on Buzz when we play it.
Oh my god, yes.
She's gonna. That
Yes.
is what we're gonna do it on. Um. Okay, we're gonna sort that. Right. Final question now. This is a surprise question. Like I say, we ask all our guests. So you're on a desert island. You can take one person and three items, and you got to survive.
Oh, um,
And the one person will say has to be in the gaming community so we can all relate to it
okay.
in the chat.
Well, you know who my one person is. Everyone's gonna call it
Not Brad.
Brad.
It's cop.
Yeah.
No.
3 items. Yeah, would have to be would have to be Millie for one, which is Brad's dog. Uh, Second item. Oh god, this is such a good question. What the hell? The hell? Gonna sound really stupid, but like a tarpaulin, like a sheet, like a tarpaulin sheet, because fuck it, going to an island and we ain't got nothing to like, and a machete, or no, a bow and arrow. Sorry, bow and arrow. There we go. There's my three things.
Okay, so bow and arrow, some sort of sheet. That's too posh for me. Um, and, and Brad's dog, and obviously Brad.
Yeah,
See, I think Brad'd be quite good with a bow and arrow. I reckon you could
he
just
is.
chill
He
out.
is really good.
You could just chill out. Let Brad do everything. Happy days. Right. So, as that obviously was the final question, we're gonna get a couple in the chat.
Okay.
We're gonna let Brad ask one first.
Oh no.
If he's got a question, um, and he has port, she's gonna shoot me with the bow and wrap my body.
For
Hey,
fuck's
look, Brad.
sake!
If you don't, if you piss her off, that might be, that might be
It's
the only
because he
option.
knows that I would smoke him with a bow and arrow. That's why. I've already done it once in game. Twice in game, actually. Twice in game.
Right, he's got a question.
Oh no.
This is like the nervous wait now, isn't it? See what he's gonna put. Get a drum roll going. How many
Fuck's
fingers am
sake.
I holding up? Like what? Come on.
Oh
I mean, let's go on. Let's
no! We're all
guess.
not. We're all guessing. Okay.
I'm I'm going to.
I'm gonna go 3 because 3 is a magic number.
Well, now he's got to tell us in the chat.
Yeah, you want to tell us the answer
And
now?
what's your port? How much? How does she? How much does she love my face?
How much do I love his face? Do you want a
Well,
PG answer to that?
yeah. So we're
um,
we're keeping it PG,
no.
Brad. I don't know if you got the memo, Brad, before, but yeah, we're keeping it very PG.
I don't. There's not really any words to say how much I love his face.
We'll
Like,
just say out of 10. We'll just say one number, and we'll keep it there. That'll be PG.
oh, 100 out of 10.
There we go. There you go, Brad. That's what you wanted. Right, come on. We'll get two more questions in, and then I should have like a little drum roll or something. Can you can you hear me smiling in chat?
He's so cute.
Um, when's the wedding? That's an interesting question. And if I'm not best man, raging. Let's make that clear. Um, I'll be mad. Like Brad, yeah, I'm mad. In fact, it's making me a bit angry now because I've not already been asked. But okay. Since I've been in this community, what's your favourite team you've been in, excluding Obtained? That's a good question.
It would have to be the team that I made, which was Replay Gaming, which sadly died out, but there was good reasons behind that. But we were all a massive family in that,
Yeah,
and yeah, I'd have to say Replay Gaming.
that was a good question.
That was a good question.
Who's that? Turned army. That was a very good question. Very good. Okay, one more question. Let's make it a good one.
And I can afford a ring. Dad!
I just read that. I just read that. So we've got people asking when you're going to be in the R6 Pro League.
Oh no, I am nowhere near good enough for that. I would love it. That's like a huge dream to be able to play in the Pro League, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
I've got a
watch it
question.
religiously. Oh,
So, like you say, Rainbow Six.
yeah.
Would there be anything that you could like, you'd like to pursue? Like I know you've just mentioned sort of the Pro League, but sort of apart from that, would there be anything within Rainbow Six that you'd like to sort of pursue? Maybe like, I don't know, just for an example, like casting, anything like that at all?
I would love to cast. I
Yeah.
honestly would. I watch the Pro League religiously anyway, so I would love to be able to cast it. But then I'd also, like, I'm a massive, like, I studied games development and that in college, and I am a self-taught graphics designer, so I would love to be able to design skins for them.
Mm,
That is something that that's like a massive dream, but
yeah.
yeah, I'd love to be able to design skins.
And so with your content, are you looking to sort of, is this like your dream to just do it and, make a living out of obviously being able to game and sort of pursue it within Rainbow Six, or are you kind of happy to pursue everything sort of outside of Rainbow Six, just content wherever it comes, sort of thing?
I love streaming, but I can't see myself doing it as a full-time thing. I want to run my own business. I want to be my own boss. Something that I've wanted to do ever since I was a little girl, and that's something that I still want to do now, is be able to be like, oh yeah, that's Lou. She owns this. Like she runs this, as well as doing content on the side because I love doing it. This is more like a hobby to me than me seeing it as a full-time job. But being able to run a company is something that I would like die to do. That's always been like a dream of mine.
Okay, well, Lou, it has been absolute pleasure having you
It
on today.
has. Thank you for having me.
Um, like I've said multiple times, your community is amazing. The amount of
Oh,
love that they're showing, all the follows, all the people in the chat, it's been unbelievable. But that just shows how much of a character you really are.
mm.
Um, and yeah, because people wouldn't support you if you weren't in the characteristics that you have. Um, and I don't know how I'm gonna speak when he's just dropped 10 gifters.
Oh my God, Brad.
So
Let's
on
go.
that note, thank you again so much, everybody. We'll upload this straight onto YouTube. And for those guys that don't follow Lou, everything will be in the description. So we'll get all of your socials in there. Please, 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 everybody, go show love. Make sure that you're following on every single social. Peace, everybody.